Joining us in studio, we have two of the cast members from the brand new musical Spring Awakening that's going to be at the DPAC this weekend. 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. We have Jake Epstein and Christy Altomare.
Yes.
Good morning. I'm glad I got it right. I'm glad
You
got it absolutely right.
It took us a while beforehand, but we're into this now. The DPAC has been bringing in all kinds of shows, and this is something that's really unique because when I went online, I'm like, okay, this is a musical. Let's see what I can get into it. And it seems like this musical has a lot of sexual undertones.
Yeah, it does. You know what?
But it's like, so much more than that.
It's like the anti-musical. I mean, I grew up, loving concerts and loving theater, but not loving like classical musical theater. And I saw the show on Broadway. And it's this amazing story with this like legit rock score to it. Literally, there's a rock band on the stage, and the main characters, we stop what we're doing, pull up microphones out of our jackets, and we become the lead singer of this rock band. So it's like it's an amazing story. It's like a rock concert. So I think it's a really cool show.
And this is an adaptation of the original that was actually banned for years in Germany
the
because
Frank Wedekind production was banned, or the play was banned because of all of its content. And it's actually interesting to see the reactions of the audience members that we because of all the content, some things are still taken. People can't handle, but some things we've come a long way. And
Duncan Sheik, who everybody knows from the hit "Barely Breathing" and some other hits that he's had out there. He's actually some of his music is involved in this.
He wrote the score too. He won a Tony Award for the score, and Steven Sater wrote the lyrics.
So now, some of the other music, what would it be akin to? What other bands would it be akin to? Because it's being hailed as more of an alternative rock.
Yeah,
like an indie
it's
rock.
Sort of a range of stuff. Like some of the songs I always think are kind of like Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
And some songs have kind of like a Coldplay kind of thing too, and other songs have like I'm trying to think of like a punk like something.
Like a Bono or something. Not even that. They're just rocking. They're jamming.
It's like Duncan Sheik.
It's Duncan Sheik.
Like. Duncan
Jumping
Sheik.
up and down.
It's good that he's sticking to what he knows. He's clearly had some hits, in the past.
The score's beautiful. The music's really good.
Now, is this the first time that either of you have actually played a role like this? Because it's got to be difficult to have such sensitive material on stage, and get out there and be comfortable with that.
Yeah, well,
I've never done a part like this before.
I don't know. I was in a television show actually called Degrassi for 7 years.
You were the heartthrob on Degrassi.
Something like that. I don't even know.
That's what it says in your bio.
Is that what it says in my bio?
Yeah,
I certainly didn't write that, but okay.
Is that like a title I have to use?
I don't think I'd ever use the word heartthrob to
it's like you're the president of the United States. You are always the president. It's like if you're a heartthrob. Like we still say that about David Cassidy. Like he's a heartthrob.
Yeah.
No, but the character was actually bipolar and was abused by his father and ends up impregnating a teenager. So there is actually...
And you say this with a smile on your face.
No, I mean, only because I was doing it for so long, you had to be kind of lighthearted about all of it. But if anything, I felt that was sort of preparing me for this, which is just... I mean, it's the most intense live thing I've ever done.
It's like the Shakespearean version of that.
Yeah,
almost.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Christy Altomare and Jake Epstein joining us here in studio. They're in the brand new musical Spring Awakening. Now, Christy, what is the toughest thing that your character does throughout this musical? What was the toughest situation that you were put in as an actress for this role?
Well, it's definitely, you have to go there every night. I mean, it's very intense. There are some very hard scenes to do where you really, you have to go there. And for me, there's this one particular scene where Venla, my character, asks Melchior to whip him. Or to whip me. I ask Melchior to whip me, and it's
How did that go in rehearsal?
I know, right? It's a really awkward scene because sometimes the audience, they feel uncomfortable and they start to laugh, and it's really riding that line of trying to make people believe you and believe that this girl's 14 years old. She doesn't know what sex is. She doesn't know anything about coming of age, and all she knows is I want to be able to feel something different than I've ever felt before. So she asks to be whipped, which is kind of a really weird situation that might happen when you're young and you don't know what's going on. So it rubs people in a weird way, and I try my best to not make them laugh too much during it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I really love about doing this show, is that a lot of the scenes and the subject matter, it's so raw. It's so human. I mean, in this particular scene, which would probably be my hardest scene to do too.
Yeah.
It's this girl who says she has a friend who was beaten by her father.
Yeah.
and she's never experienced it. And she goes to this boy that she's falling in love with, and she says, I want to feel something. I want to feel pain. I want to feel something. Mm-hmm. And she asks him, it's so twisted, and then they end up through that. I mean, it leads to them having sex. It's so like human and beautiful and realistic and crazy. I mean, it's like so many things.
And they don't know what's going on. I mean, their parents didn't tell them anything, so they're kind of figuring it out on their own.
Well, joining us in studio this morning, we have Christy Altomare and Jake Epstein in the brand new musical hitting the DPAC this weekend. 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. Jake, Christy, thank you guys so much for coming in studio. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You can pick up tickets. Start at $25. They're on sale now. Triangle premiere of Spring Awakening at the DPAC. You can go to dpacnc.com or call 919-680-2787 or head on over to Ticketmaster and pick those up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.